going on, my good people? Holla at y'all real quick, short and sweet, about coming together with your mate. Just on a relationship level, friendship level, another story, but directly speaking about coming together and knowing what you want for yourself when it comes to a relationship and not taking any shorts on things that you know you really don't want to deal with. You don't have to. You don't have to tolerate certain things, especially when you went through an experience, whether it was a long-term relationship, marriage, whether it was a connection that you felt could potentially grow into something that would be long-term, but certain things was throwing up a red flag to you. But you looking at it like, well, 60-70% of the connection is great. We could work on the 20-30, which can be good. The 20-30-40%, whatever it might be, which can be good if both parties are willing. I hear people talk about in that good book, they say, when a man findeth a wife, he findeth a good thing. So for me, specifically in my own opinion, we all got our different views of it. But for me specifically, I connect that to another scripture that used to be my favorite scripture when I was younger and when I was into church and I was in the religious type of mindset. It was when I was a child, I thought as a child, I speak as a child, understood as a child. But when I became a man, I put away childish things. So I'm gonna connect the dots with both of those type of scriptures in reference to what I'm speaking on when two people come together. Because you will see people out here who they be together. When it come to the social media stuff, they'll play a role as if they happy together and everything is peaches and cream. And then behind closed doors, they basically hate each other, or they truly got nothing in common, or one person probably grew out of love with that person, or vice versa, however it may be. But specifically speaking on those two scriptures and connecting the dots. For finding a wife, when they say you find a wife, you find a good thing, in my opinion, a lot of women I spoke to throughout the years, you know, we had conversations about this, but a lot of women believe that, and I'm speaking from their perception of what I was told, and I'm giving my input on it. A lot of women believe that when a man marries them or propose to them or have a wedding, put a ring on it, as they would say, then they're a wife. However, I beg to differ on certain levels. If we going specifically off of those specific things, is when a man finds a wife, he finds a good thing. So that means she should already have the capabilities. She should already have the mindset. She should already be in alignment within herself, loving herself, being healed, and those different things. I ain't gonna go too deep into it. So when that man comes, that husband, it would be equally yoked automatically on an energetic level because she's already a wife. So it don't say you find a girlfriend, you find just a chick or a female that you like and you think she cool, and you know you vet her and make her your wife. It's like, no, when you find a wife, you find a good thing. So you gonna know that's a good thing because you gonna feel it. You gonna feel that is a good thing because you gonna know that is a wife. It's not you coming in trying to make her a wife or looking at it like, oh, she has the potential to be a wife. It's like, no, I found a wife. Now, before everybody jump on me, because I'm speaking on the woman of already being a wife before the man puts a ring on it or come in, Let's speak on the men, on the part where it says, when I was a child, thought as a child, speak as a child, understood as a child, but when I became a man, I put away childish things. You as a man, when you truly become a man, you put away those childish things. So connecting the dots, when you find a wife, or as I would say, the only way you can find a wife is if you become a man. You got a lot of dudes, males that become adults. They become adult males, but they still have childish ways about themselves. So now when they come across a woman, and then they wonder why they don't connect with that woman that is a wife, they don't see eye to eyes, no connection, there's no alignment. It's because you didn't become a man. You just became an adult male. Then on the other hand, becoming a man, you're going to know that you became a man because certain levels come with that. I know we talk about emotional intelligence. What does that look like? It looks different for everybody. However, the standard of that emotional intelligence comes with balance, knowing how to deal with your emotions as a man. Yes, you're going to have people who want to trigger you and come at you to get a reaction and those different things. And that just shows you that you got to keep working on it. It's room for improvement. So when you become a man, you begin to realize that becoming a man means healing. I have to become a healed individual, even though healing, like I always say, is a lifetime journey, is a lifestyle when you're going through your healing stages. However, you connecting the dots on that. If you're not into healing and bettering yourself and not entertaining the people, places, and things that keep you low vibrational, then yes, you're just an adult male. You don't have a balance. You didn't become a man. That's why a lot of, more so than often, not everybody, you feel me, but you got a lot of relationships or marriages or long-term connections, however you want to put it, that got so much chaos, so much chaotic drama, but yet they want to hold on to what? The title. They may not even like each other anymore, but based off validation, based off worrying about what the world gonna think or how the world gonna view them or what the world might say, they act like everything is peaches and cream, but they damaging each other day by day. I'm saying that from personal experiences within myself, from personal experience of people that was around me and certain things they went through. But I'm speaking on this because I know it can help somebody who might be going through this. But when you're going through the fighting, the arguing, the destruction of beefing, even though majority wise, like that's the standard, is like a lot of people is attracted to the negative sense of things, the bad boy, the bad girl. And I used to be one of them that felt the same way. However, when you truly start to heal and really have a different perception of your own life, when you understand that you want to be better, me as a man, and for the men out there, when you decide you want to be better, that's when the healing starts. When you decide you want to be better, that's when the internal healing starts, the mental healing starts. That's when things you used to do, places you used to go, people used to hang around that was only about the negative, the chaotic, the drama, you start out of the blue having a discomfort in it, a dislike for it. You don't even want to be a part of it anymore. That's when you know you're changing you're growing, you're beginning to go through your stages of putting away the childish things. What is the childish things? Anything that keeps you in a codependency type of mindset and self-sabotaging and not being emotionally balanced to just wanting things your way just because. It's like it's a long list. We could go on and on about different things, and this is my opinion. So in that, when you think about it, yes, on one end, how do you heal? How do you put away the childish things? By becoming one with your inner child, learning your inner child, setting a healthy boundary with your inner child, with your inner self. That's the only way you'll be able to recognize the difference between you as a adult male having childish ways, and you as an adult male becoming the man that you're supposed to, the man that you feel you're supposed to be, or walking in them shoes that you own, setting your own trends, setting your own dialogue on the highest level of who you are. Now, on the opposite end, with the women, that's why nowadays you have men who are awakening to who they truly are and becoming that man and putting away those childish things. Now they have a balance. So things they used to do that was okay for that adult woman who wasn't wifey material, as we would call it in modern day, is a problem for her. I'm not getting my way. These things ain't happening. You're not taking care of me the way you're supposed to, and all these different things. And on the other end, when you got the adult males that are still in childish mentality, who expect a woman to take care of them, or you ain't do this for me, or you ain't go by what I said, and it ain't working for me, so I'm not doing this, that, and the third for you. So when you get to your highest level and you understand that I have to give to receive, and if I'm giving, I'm healed enough to know that I'm doing the work and I deserve to receive, equal give and take, then your mindset becomes different. You start seeing things differently when it comes to relationships. You start looking at the way you used to acknowledge and vet certain type of women when you go out there in the dating world. Now certain things you would just go with because the physical aspect was, damn, she looked good, nice body. And you start thinking on the childish level, I just want what I want. I just want to play with a toy, and that's it. Not thinking about the feelings and emotions that's tied to it. Not taking into consideration that the emotional state you might put that woman in, the emotional state that you're going to put yourself in, especially after you lay down to them. Then even going further on a spiritual level, when you start to become a man, you start to understand soul ties in a whole different way of the version that was taught to you when you was younger. It was cool in your childish mentality to sleep with her, and vice versa for the women who was in they childish ways, childish mentalities, not wifey material, where emotionally being disturbed by whoever that childish adult male was, where they'll feel like, oh, he hurt me, so now I'm gonna go hurt him, now I'm gonna go mess with this person, I'm gonna do this and do that. Lowering your standards because of not being healed, because of trauma, past trauma, certain things. I could go on and on about it, but just to get straight to the point and stay on point about putting away the childish things and becoming a man. And when you find a wife, you find a good thing. So as you becoming that man and you going through the process, the stages, and really being patient and taking your time, when certain women come your way, now you have a different type of view, and it plays a part in your discernment. Now your intuition, your discernment is at an all-time high, where normally you would just, oh, I already see that based off conversation, it's not gonna really go nowhere. But for the sake of the being out and enjoying myself, because I don't want to be alone, I'm gonna just go with it and see how it play out. Nah, when you get to that certain point, you're not even gonna waste her time or yours, and vice versa. When it's a woman who's standing in her power, and she's that wife already before that husband even come into play, she ain't gonna play with you. She gonna see that little boy, that little childish kid in him, even if it's wrapped up in an adult male that says he's a man. She's gonna see it clear as day, just like the man is gonna see it in the childish female, whoever she might be. In comparison of that, you'll know the difference. You'll know how to pick and choose. You'll know what you'll make time for, and you'll know what you don't have no time for when it comes to those different things as you heal and as you're growing. As that goes, you begin to realize you want to build a friendship in that relationship before it even get to that high level. So now, if we double back on friendships, just to jump into that real quick, you start seeing from your childish mentality what you used to be around, how you used to hang with people, the things you used to do. And as you begin to process, to heal, to change for the better, you just, sometimes some people do it slowly, some people do it right away. You just disconnect. Immediate disconnection from people, places, and things that no longer serve your highest good. And you know what your highest good is because you start to understand you. You've been working on you. You've been doing the work on you. And because you've been doing the work on you and you got in alignment, and y'all always hear me say, go within, talk to the Most High and your spiritual team. And from that point, and understanding who you are internally allows you to embark on the life you choose to want to live externally, man or woman. So when a man finds a wife, when y'all two are in alignment, you doing the work on this end, she's doing the work on that end, and then energetically, spiritually, emotionally, mentally, y'all gonna start coming together at like a magnetic force is gonna pull y'all together because y'all in the same frequency, y'all in alignment, y'all equally yoked before y'all even know each other. Or go a little deeper. Sometimes when you disconnect from people and you start on your life journey of healing and growing, it might be a person from your past who started the same thing, which might bring y'all two back around down the line, and then y'all might come back together. So it don't always mean that it's gonna be a brand new relationship. What it means is a new mentality, is a new perception of life, is a new frequency that you're aligning in to put yourself into to become that. So when they say, when you find a wife, you find a good thing, that woman who did the work and became a wife, now she's in alignment magnetically, y'all being drawn because you became a man, because you put away the childish things. So now when y'all come into, as they would say, union, that's why they call it divine unions. So when y'all come in contact with each other, you know already, I found a wife. She knows already, I found my man, my king, my husband, so forth, so on. And now, naturally, the chemistry from the energetic and internal work that y'all already did is going to connect. Like you was the piece missing from my puzzle to have a completion, and I was the piece missing from your puzzle to have a completion. And then we join as one. So that's what they mean when they say when a man and a wife come together, they leave from their family, friends, however you want to put it, and they clean together and they become one. That's the deeper meaning. Everybody think, in my own opinion, that, oh, because I went and got a piece of paper from the courthouse and I got a ring on my finger and the certificate says my name and his name and we together and I have his last name, that, oh, I'm good now. And it's like, that don't make her a wife on a spiritual, energetic level just because she has the title, because you as the childish adult male decided to get with a woman, put a ring on it based off your insecurities. That's why as time go on, you get bored or you find reasons to want to separate. You find ways to keep going at each other's neck. Then it starts to feel like y'all in a competition of trying to beat each other at a game that y'all supposed to be playing as a team. And that's the understanding that, in my opinion, for relationships, why we don't have nowadays. You got a whole lot of divorces happening because people are not being individually held accountable for themselves to do the work. So until you individually hold yourself accountable first to do the work on yourself, to acknowledge and accept all of the things that you know, not think, not want to act like or push to the side, but the things you know that you need to improve, the things you know that are causing the problems for your mate or for whoever it is that you dealt with, deal with, or gonna deal with, however you want to put it. Until you acknowledge, accept, and start the change of implementation and take action to start doing the work to grow and to heal, you're going to always run into those situations of problems, issues, negativity, and so forth, so on. So, same thing, vice versa, with the woman. When she constantly dealing with a person who treating her bad, doing her wrong, and she's going deeper and deeper and deeper into that emotional rant, that emotional discomfort, and so forth, so on, one would say she has to acknowledge also to herself and take self-accountability and knowing that I deserve better. What is it that I'm not doing within myself for my external, for me to attract what it is I know I deserve? So many people be out here pointing the fingers to each other because that's the easy thing to do. If you make me mad, even though internally I know my inner child not healed, I'm gonna blame you. Because I don't want to face myself, I'm gonna take it out on you. That's easy to do. Because at least I get some type of validation to be able to point out your wrongdoings. Nah, this ain't that. Maybe back in the day when it was quote unquote a good look. But really a good look for who? Because it looked bad. And there's a lot of things I learned through my life experiences as time would go on, to where it was like I played a part in a lot of negativity of different relationships I've been in. I've done a lot of things that I could have basically not even interacted in. Even if it was things that was done to me in the past based off triggers or abandonment issues, or not having my inner child healed at that time, not being in a position and in the right mentality to have the willpower to want to do better, to want to be better for myself first and foremost, and not for the validation of outside people, then things would have changed then. But everything happens for a reason, because everything I went through, I learned from. And at this time, it helped me to understand and overstand what I want life to look like, and what I know I deserve, and what my worth is when it comes to my significant other, when that time comes to that point. So when you connecting and you attracting what you want, you can feel it. You can know that it's gonna come because you doing the work. So a lot of people do work differently when it comes to those things, whether it be sustaining from sex, or, celibacy, or whether it be cutting off whatever addictions they felt they had, whether it be smoking, drinking, all the different things it could be, going out to certain places that no longer align with who they are becoming because of the healing process. All of these different things that I can go deep into, but I'm not going to do that, keeping it straight to the point of what it is. So in my own opinion, I wanted to come on here and just speak a little bit on the everyday life of relationships, marriages, and how people viewing certain things. So I use those two scriptures in an energetic spiritual aspect to give understanding on what it truly means directly to me first. Like, it's my opinion that when you find a wife, the reason it's a good thing, you find a good thing, is because you found a wife. You didn't find somebody that you trying to get to do certain things or understand what it is, or certain specifics of how they should cater to their man and take care of their man, and vice versa. On the other end, you being that person that wants that from that wife that you're gonna find, you not doing the work to heal yourself and to better yourself and to face your demons or whatever it might be, to put that childish stuff away and really truly become the man. So a lot of us will say we the man, but then we put in certain things as priority ahead of what it is that we know it's supposed to be. I ain't even gonna go deep into that. Everybody know already within themselves what it is that they need to change, what it is that they need to improve on, what it is that they need to take time within themselves to actually heal. Because like we say, we know mental health is a real thing, is a major thing, especially now that it's always been a thing, but now that it's being exposed with a lot of different situations, and social media playing a major part on that for the exposure. Now you truly see a lot of things that is linked to is emotional trauma, pain, past trauma, past pain, relationship situations, not being able to be true to themselves, so there's no way they could be true to their significant other. And that's a major thing. A lot of people gonna stick with their lies because they can't be real and truthful with themselves. So naturally, externally, that's what's gonna happen on the outskirts. So first and foremost, solution-wise, is we need to take self-accountability for the internal things that we know we're dealing with, even if we don't express it outwardly to everybody around us. But internally, we know what we deal with, that we need to heal from, that we need to take accountability first and foremost for us to start the healing process. So stop being in denial. Stop taking the other person who you know love you, got love for you, willing to go far and beyond for you. Stop taking advantage of them because you know their weak spot is, oh, they love me so much. Even if I don't love myself, they love me more than I love myself. But I also see a weakness in them that I can take, I can critique, I can examine and use it to my advantage. Instead of just doing the work for yourself first to show up and show out for that other individual to help them. And I know in other cases it's more severe where it'll be like, oh, as you, the person who's healing and changing, whether it's you or the woman first that decides to want better and start changing, and then it's like, oh, I don't want to leave my partner behind because they having a hard time changing or they don't want to change. I'm not going to go on a limb and just say cut that person off completely right then and there because you starting to change. It's like, you know the person that you're dealing with, and if things ain't connected to whatever time you feel is based off the time of you trying to change, if it's taken away from your energy, if it's draining your energy because you want to do better, you want to heal, you trying to heal, you trying to incorporate whoever your partner is at that time, or however you want to put it, to go through that process with you. And if they choose not to, that's their prerogative. You just gotta be strong enough and wise enough to accept it, and as I would say, keep moving forward. If it's meant for you to come back and reunion with that person, if that's what the Most High, your spiritual team, says, then the universe is going to allow it. It's going to happen. Period. However, also look at it in a good way, in a positive mindset, that if you walk away, if you leave to take accountability for yourself and to heal yourself, the positive thing is you showing self-love, you showing yourself that you love yourself enough for you to be able to project love to anybody else in that format. And it might just help that other person really want to change, because now they see you ain't playing with them and you don't play about yourself. And that might be the spark they need to see, like, oh, I thought this person was a pushover. Oh, I thought I could just take advantage of this person. And then it gives them a different insight to the perception of what it looks like. But if a person knows that they could keep taking advantage of you, doing you wrong because you take advantage of yourself and do yourself wrong, it won't ever be a change. So that's what that means to me. You know, chime in, think about it to yourselves, and think about what it means to y'all based off that. When a man finds a wife, he finds a good thing. And as a man, when I was a child, I thought as a child, speak as a child, understood as a child, but when I became a man, I put away childish things. Analyze and examine those things. Take into consideration everything I said and what that might look like for you in your life and your significant other if you have one, and if you don't, what you looking for your significant other to be like, with based upon you doing the work and what your alignment is, and use your discernment. So I just want to come on here, holler at y'all about that. I know I went a little longer than what I expected, but you know, in my opinion, it was worth it. Something to think about. So y'all continue to, you know, keep putting out joy, peace, love, success, like I always say. Keep striving for higher frequency, higher levels, and keep doing what y'all do. And I'm going to get at y'all in the next one. Love y'all. One.